Zach Meyer with Meyer Property Maintenance, back for another video. So I forgot my suction cup mount on Saturday, and I did not do any filming pulling out these mammoth of stumps, and these are actually the smaller ones. There's probably about 3 or 4 big ones over in this brush line here, which is where we're getting rid of them. Yeah, I mean, just you know, big stuff. And there's probably about 30 of them down this line. It was a line of trees. It kept falling over on these fences. They took the trees out and we got the stumps out. So I just brought as many of the stumps down here as I could on Saturday with the time that I had, and then now it's just about grabbing them and tossing them into the woods. So I'm going to do a little video on that. Obviously, I am not in my 302.7 today. We are in a Cat 315F. 15-ton machine, probably weighs 36,000 pounds with the steel tracks. Got a nice thumb to grab the stumps. Long boom, zero tail swing machine. My thoughts on this machine is it's freaking awesome. There's nothing not cool about this machine. You know, it's a little bit older. It's not a next gen machine, but it is big. And definitely moving stuff like this around, you got to pay attention to everything. You got to pay attention to your boom height. You got to pay attention to you know, your side. You got all these mirrors and stuff around so you can kind of see everything. Yeah, it's pretty freaking sweet. It's a little bit there's a little bit of a learning curve to it because it's a lot bigger than what I'm used to. It responds differently. Obviously, it's a little slower, but yeah, it's all basically the same in terms of controls. Excavator controls are all the same for the most part. It's big. Yeah, I mean, it was a little intimidating getting in this thing initially, but once you get the hang of it, everything's cool. Beyond that, so today we're just gonna get the rest of these things thrown into the woods line, and cleaned up. And tomorrow I'm gonna come back with my machine and rake out the hill and stuff like that, just to rake out the hill and get some grass growing. So that's kind of where we're at here. There we go. So everything is going to be overseeded on that row. So they left that one big tree and it goes all the way down. But yeah, the Amish farmer next door was nice enough to let us bring this machine in. Oh God, the backup alarm! I swear I hear it in my sleep. He was nice enough to let us get access because he has a stone driveway. These are single grousers, so these tracks are like the ultimate turf destroyer. So obviously she's got such a large property, she really wasn't too concerned. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean, when you got something this big to do a job. But they were, you know, talking about grinding all the stumps or digging out some of them, and I was like, no, that ain't gonna work. You're gonna need a big machine to get these things out in a day. And I had about 30 stumps, give or take, and I had them all out in about, I don't know, 7 hours. So it's a day rental. They give you 8 hours on the machine. I got about an hour left, maybe hour and a half. So I was happy to be able to make that happen in the time that I thought that it was going to happen. I've run some other machines a little bit bigger, or not a little bit bigger than mine, but I've never ran anything quite as big as this. So, and these things are not very nimble at all. You have to jump turn with these things. It is kind of jerky. You know, you've got a lot of weight you're throwing around, so you gotta pay attention to limbs and stuff, the height of your boom. You try not to break anything, because Foley will charge me for stuff that the rental insurance ain't gonna cover. So it's kind of one of those things, and I'm doing the best I can. See, this is one of the bigger stumps that we moved. I mean, that thing is freaking monster. That was probably one of the bigger ones there, but yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience. Maybe one of the biggest stump jobs I might do in my career. Probably not, but definitely the biggest so far. Yeah, it's a lot of machine. It's a lot of responsibility too to be worried about. Thankfully, I've got a huge piece of property. I don't have to worry about hitting much. There is a kid running around cutting grass right now, so I've got to keep an eye out for him. But yeah, it's I guess it's been kind of fun. You learn a little bit about running some larger equipment. Obviously, all the controls are the same, but the responsibility is much larger. So yeah, it's just been one of those things. But yeah, the Cat 315F, I would love to have one of these machines and just do I don't know, get a big contract or something like that with some builders or land real estate developers or something, and then you know, and just run one of these and just clear land. I mean, there's really no there's no really real thought to it or whatever. It's just you know, you're just ripping stumps and pushing trees over or whatever. So it's pretty simple. But these things cost a ton of money. I was looking online just at used ones and stuff, just curious what they go for. Used ones with 100, or what, I guess it was like, I saw one that had like 1,800 hours. This thing has about 1,800 hours on it, and they were going for like 250,000. So brand new, you're probably looking at close to 400 grand for this thing. I mean, that's a ton of money. That is probably a $3,500, $4,000 monthly payment on one of these things. So it just puts it in retrospect, the kind of money that's involved in this equipment to even just to do jobs like this. You know what I mean? And it ain't cheap to rent for the day. I'm not going to disclose what it was because I got a discount through Foley, because I'm a Foley customer, which is good, which is nice. But yeah, these things they're not cheap. I mean, and they're not cheap to insure too. Plus, once you get something like this, you're going to need a semi. You're 100% in a Class A territory to move this thing around. So just puts it in perspective for you. You're not just upgrading the machine. You need a semi truck. So yeah, you're like $500,000 in just to get into something like this. So, and I also gotta fill this thing back up, which I'm not really too happy about. There's about a quarter tank left on it right now. And it takes about 50 gallons worth of fuel. I have like a small piggyback tank, which would easily fill up my machine. Maybe I don't want to put it there. I'll go back a little farther. So yeah, it's a 50-gallon tank to 50 gallons to fill the thing back up. So I'll probably be filling this thing back up right at 50 gallons. So, but yeah, good thing she has a lot of property down here to stick these things, because hauling all these stumps off would cost a lot. I mean, you'd be better off bringing a grinder. In here and having somebody grind them. But yeah, like I said, I gotta constantly watch my boom up top around these tree limbs and stuff, because you can definitely tear a hose off this thing without a problem, and that would not be good. That would be my fault, operator error. So I had to really pay attention to everything. But yeah, this is the first steel track machine that I've used. So basically, like, you can turn a little bit, but it doesn't like it. Like, the pumps moan and stuff, like, they're not nimble. So you got to boom down, lift up a little bit, and then just kick her over. The traditional jump turn. But yeah, heavy duty units don't move around like the minis does. I can spin my machine anywhere, you know, I mean, on any surface. So there's no issues with that. But with this thing, it's just not the case. But yeah, I guess the Amishman was talking about a tree line that he was interested in taking out, so I'm gonna have to discuss with him. But it is around some structure, so I don't know. Maybe we might be getting a different machine from Cat to do that job if he's okay with the numbers. I know they make a forestry excavator that just grabs the trees and then cuts them. So that might be right up my alley, depending on I don't know, depending on what he says. So we'll have to figure that out when that cross that bridge. But I figured I'd do some video working with a bigger unit. I think that's a 36-inch bucket that's on that thing. I probably could have went a little smaller, but you know, it is what it is. It did get the stumps out. So bare minimal, I'm moving the bigger ones because I really don't want to go over time here with this thing and have them charge me more money than what needs to be charged for this job. So at least the ones that I know that my machine ain't gonna lift. I mean, I could probably lift some of this stuff, but I mean, it's not gonna like it. I can only pick up what I can pick up. But they were going to try to give me a unit with what they refer to as a claw, and I guess it's like pinned on with the bucket, and it's like there's no hydraulic to it. I don't know, it's just like on the top of the bucket, and you just clamp down with the bucket. I was like, that ain't gonna work because I'm picking up some really big stumps. I'm not gonna be able to get my thing around it. So they had this machine, and they were able to hook me up with this or whatever. So anytime you rent from a big outfit, call and double check like 3 times. Like, if you order the machine a week, call again at the end of the week, double check that you got this, and then double check the day before that thing comes out that, hey, this is what's coming out, this is what's coming with it, this is approximately what time it's going to arrive. You know what I mean? Because these bigger outfits, you know what I mean, especially, you know, like Caterpillar, like, you know, they got so much stuff going on, you know, you just get lost in translation, so you need to double check everything. Make sure that you're good with what you got coming and everything that you're going to need and what's expected of you and what you're expecting. So you don't want to give false expectations. And we knew we needed a big machine to pull out all these stumps. You we were like talking like, oh, maybe we'll just use, a 20,000 pound. No way, not a chance. It would have took 3 days with a 20,000 pound machine. You needed something big, and I just knew that right away from talking to some other people. They were like, "Yup, don't even play games." They were like, "Just get a big unit and have them out in a day." And I was able to provide all what the customer was expecting, and the expectation of the job in the timely manner, because every job you got to make money on, so you got to be thinking about that as well. So I'm not sure what the boom reach is on this thing, but you always wish it was longer, to be honest with you. But for a big unit, this thing is actually really responsive. So it's been nice to have a unit that's big like this, but it's also quick. Some of the big ones that are don't have the zero tail swing, they're like very slow. This thing surprisingly is pretty fast, and I'm used to zero tail swing machines, so I didn't really want anything that I had to worry about swinging around the back and worry about hitting something or whatever, because my access on the other side over there is super tight. I actually had to pull a couple of limbs down off of the tree so I could get by. So it was one of those situations where I was like, okay, I need to make room so I can get out of here. But yeah, I'm trying to get this job done as quickly as I can in terms of the hours that I have with the machine, and then I got to fill it back up. So, but it does have obviously AC and heat and a radio. It doesn't have Bluetooth. I don't know if that's just another add-on or whatever, but it does not have Bluetooth, so I know it's not a next-gen machine, because I'm pretty sure they come standard with Bluetooth. But I just have my AirPods, just listening to my music and stuff like that. Once I got comfortable and I wasn't too worried about, what I'm saying, hitting anything or whatever. I was comfortable in the machine. So yeah, but this is what we're working with, and I don't know, maybe I'll start doing editing videos and throw in like pictures and clips and stuff like that, but I'm kind of just like a one-man kind of guy, and I don't really have the time and stuff to deal with the video editing and whatnot. So I don't know, we'll see. I mean, it serves a purpose. It gets the point across of what you're doing. Like I said, I'm not really trying to make money on YouTube. I just did it because people are visual nowadays. They like to see things, which I don't blame them. So at least they can see that we're capable of doing stuff like this, and capable of doing stuff like this, bigger jobs. And it honestly, the job honestly wasn't a ton of money, to be honest with you. It didn't cost like $7,000 to pull out all those stumps. I was very fair. I just want to get paid for my time, so that's pretty much it. But anyway, I figured I'd do a little video here of what I was messing around with, and my initial review of a Cat 315F is they're freaking great. They're comfortable to work in. The seat's comfortable. I didn't have any issues. You know what I'm saying? Working with this machine. Very responsive. Caterpillar obviously knows what they're doing with making equipment. I'm always going to be a Cat guy at this point. I'm just, what I mean? There's nothing that's going to compel me to go and buy John Deere or Bobcat or, Takeuchi. That would probably be the only other brand that I would ever consider. Is Takeuchi, just based upon what people have said about them. And yeah, I mean, I like cat. That's just what I like, and they're comfortable with me now, and I'm comfortable with them, and that's what I want to. That's where I want to spend my money. So anyway, I'm going to finish knocking out this job here, and yeah, you guys can, at least you guys got a chance to see what I was working on today. If you check out my Facebook page, I will have some final photos of this job once I get everything raked out tomorrow and cleaned up and overseeded. And I will have a couple before and after pictures of that job as well. So yeah, that's the game plan today. Like I said, just gonna move the rest of these stumps here, at least get the ones that I know that I can't pick up with my machine, and yeah, get this job wrapped up tomorrow. But it's Monday, late April here, 2023, and for some reason it just decided to get cold for whatever reason. That's the situation this week, is that it's getting cold again. So when I say cold, I mean like low 60s, and we were spoiled with, 70 degree, 80 degree weather the last couple of weeks. So yeah, so that's what we got. But nonetheless, no more winter. So but anyway, everybody have a great day. I'm gonna finish knocking out these stumps, and yeah, I'll have some before and after photos on my Facebook page, Meyer Property Maintenance. You can find us on Google too. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Have a great day, and yeah, happy spring.